Scott Groves here with another mortgage mystery. Should I buy a piece of land and build my own house on it? Well, I'm going to answer this question first for those who live in Southern California, which is the area where I do most of my business. And the short answer is no. In areas like Los Angeles, San Diego, San Francisco, even San Bernardino County, which used to be a little bit less dense, the reality is for an individual to locate a piece of land, entitle it with the city, run utilities to that property, and build their own house, the task is either overwhelming, too daunting, impossible, or the financing is next to impossible to obtain. I know throughout the country there are places where you can buy land and get what's called a construction to permanent loan, which allows you to finance the cost of construction and then turn that into a full-time 30-year fixed loan after the house is complete. But even with most of those projects, the land, and the development is run by a large-scale developer, and you're basically plugging into their system, finding one of their approved contractors, working with one of their approved lenders, and they're kind of shepherding you through the process. Now, what's interesting when I get this call all the time in Southern California is a couple things. One, construction to permanent financing is not common in California at all. Number two, if you think about the property values in Southern California, any piece of land that you're going to find is going to have been vetted by hundreds, if not thousands of developers over the last century to see if that land is viable for an affordable solution for building property, right? So if you find a piece of vacant land in Los Angeles, I guarantee you thousands of people have explored the cost-benefit ratio to say, hey, can we bring utilities to this property? Is it properly graded for a property? And would it be cost-effective to build a house there? Even if you find this diamond in the rough, obtaining the money to buy the land cash and then financing your construction can be next to impossible. So what I tell most people that live in major metropolitan areas is that if you have this vision of designing a house or building a house, find something that's a complete dump and then get a loan to renovate an existing house, right? Whether that's adding a story, adding a pool, adding a ADU or accessory dwelling unit. You can buy a house and get really great financing terms to renovate it. Much, much harder to get a construction to permanent situation or build a house from the ground up. Now, if you are in a less dense area or you're in a state or county that has a lot of new development and new projects where you can buy land and get the financing to build your own house, I highly recommend you go through the community developer, use the contractors who they have on staff or on their approved list, and go through their people to be able to finance the overall construction of your dream house. Now, if you're thinking about doing what I said and you're thinking about buying a house that's already in existence and doing some major renovation, then that's where our team can jump in and help. So use the links below, email us, call us, get some time on our calendar. We'll talk you through how these various renovation loans work and how you can find a piece of property that's on a piece of land that you can then expand or renovate to meet your needs. But for most Americans, unless you're building in a development that's already been zoned for that and has a community developer on site, I would highly recommend you stay away from financing land and trying to build your own house. Scott Groves, Mortgage Mystery Series. If there's any questions that you have, shoot us an email or leave a comment here if there's a video you'd like to see, and we'll try to post that within 24 hours.